Greasing Gears TV, Galveston, Texas, LoneStar Rally. It is your pal Jack Shit. We had the great pleasure this morning, especially for me, for the first time, to meet this man, Mr. Jared Blake. What do you think about the Galveston and the LoneStar Rally?
Dude, I came down here for the first time 3 years ago, and it became my favorite rally, bar none. I mean, like, no other rally has that.
Right, that's exactly right.
Dude, yeah. It's amazing. It's one of the coolest places. The people are great. The rally owners, everybody's been awesome. Signed with Skidco Records about a year ago. We've got the first single out on radio right now.
Oh, this first single, what's the name of the song? What's it about?
The song's called Countryfied. Now, that was a song that kind of said who we were, because the band gets confused with the rock band a lot, because as everybody's pretty hardcore, it's pretty heavy for country, and I want to kind of make a statement of what the piece was and what we were. So, the new single actually I wrote was Carl Bell from Fuel, and my producer. And the idea was he was based out of LA and Vegas at the time, but the girl that he married was from LA and Florida. And it just so happened the girl that I was dating was also from LA and Florida. I'm originally from Arkansas, he's originally from Mississippi. And we were talking about what a culture shock it was for him once you took him home, because they'd only been like in a beach town in a big city, and that was it. And like, I mean, like, they would watch Duck Dynasty or something like that, and they'd be like, oh, this is so just a skit. And I was like, this is, I don't know, it may be a skit, I don't know, but these guys are real. Like, I know people like this, you know? And she was like, no way, no way. And we take them back to Arkansas and Mississippi, to a town of 2,000 people with like one stoplight and stuff, and just a whole nother experience for them. But what we noticed with them is if you take someone who's not from the South and put them in the South for a little bit, they're just addicted to it, and they become Southern like almost instantly.
If you had to pick your hardcore outlaw guy, who's the guy that inspires you on that side?
Dude, the guys that inspired me the most were no doubt Johnny Cash and Guns N' Roses. So that's, I think, why I wound up the way I did it. So to me, it's not about the song or the production or anything else. You know, it's a matter of who you are. You know, I come from the country, and so everything is country. But we rock out, man.
So, Jared, so many people probably watching this right now and thinking to themselves, geez, man, he looks so familiar to me. The Voice, right? You want to tell us about your time on The Voice and how that worked out?
Season 1 of The Voice, and I was on Blake's team, Team Blake, and that was probably the coolest part of the experience. Was it was actually a lot more comforting, I think, being on Blake's team, because he seemed just as lost about it as everybody else did. He kept like doing stuff that the producers and everybody didn't want him to do, because he just didn't know any better. So he'd like call you at like 2 o'clock in the morning, drunk off his ass, and be like, hey man, let's go to the karaoke bar. And he'd come by and pick you up and go. And like a few minutes later, like the media would be all over the place, and they'd be like, you can't just go out with the contestants and get drunk in some random bar.
The reason that people fall in love with people like Blake, and the people that are going to fall in love with you, is because you're the real deal, just like he is. You're still that good old down-home country boy.
Those singles that we've had out have been inspired from the fans. We ask them what they want to hear. We rely on them totally for where we're going to be, where we're going to be playing, for what clubs they know of. The new single has been pretty much entirely pushed by the fans.
What was the lowest time? What was that moment and you said, you know what? I'm not giving it up?
Well, my lowest point was also my highest point. 5 years ago, the lowest point, and found myself in rehab for drug addiction. That was the biggest turning point in my life. I think at some point I woke up in there and thought, you know, I didn't move to town to be this guy.
Right.
And it kind of changed my entire focus of, I'm just going to focus on the music and just play music and forget about some sort of stature of where you're going to get to in life, or how much money you have, or if you've got a #1 single or anything like that. I'm just going to play music for people who want to hear it. And you know, that's when everything started taking off. I was slightly intoxicated when I bought my first bike. And I actually showed up at Harley, and I remember telling my buddies, you know, like one of those nights where you just kind of go in and out of the night. I remember telling my buddies sitting at the bar, like, I'm going to buy a bike in the morning. And they were like, do you ride? And I was like, no. And I remember getting to Harley and buying the bike, and then coming outside, and like, you know, they've got it all detailed up, and And I remember thinking, I don't know anything about this at all. And I was like,
I know
hey,
it's
man.
clean.
Right. I was like, hey man, it's been a while since I rode. Could you just kind of show me things? Dude, I literally, they showed me everything. I got on the bike, you know, jumped the clutch, of course, hit this little ditch part, like flipped the bike on the side, slid it out into the media, and like still drunk, just got up and went, you guys deliver, right?
Yes, yes.
That bike sat in front of my house for probably 2 months before I dared to get back on it.
So where's this going from here? What do you guys have coming up? What do you have that we can tell people to watch for you?
Well, we've got the album coming out. I think they told me today it was going to be out around March or so. And that you can catch on CMT. I believe they're doing a special about the new project, and the album is like a breakout artist. The new music video has just been released to Zeus TV as well as GEC and CMT, so that should be out. But if not, they can check it out on YouTube. Jared Blake Music, Countryfied. That single, my last single, are available on iTunes, and album should be coming out soon.
Hit him up on the Facebook and YouTube. Check him out. Watch for the stuff coming from this cat. It's going to be amazing. I'm Chris with Grease and Gears TV. LoneStar Rally, Galveston. Bitches.
Galveston, Texas. LoneStar Rally 2013. Backstage at the Jägermeister stage. This is the one and only Jared. You are, and what do you do, brother?
Chris Sorensen. I play lead and slide guitar for Jared.
And how about you find, sir, the serious one in the bunch?
Yeah, Alan Jones. I play drums.
And how about you down there all the way on the end?
Viva Caro, I slap at the bass.
Well, you got something tonight that they're going to make these people never forget you.
It's just sweat and tears, man. We pour everything out there. We don't leave anything behind. If something didn't break or somebody didn't get broken, it's not a show.
How do they find you guys?
Well, you can find me at jaredblakemusic.com. We're available on iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, any sort of social media. It's all under Jared Blake Music. So
I want to thank you guys for just taking this time and just sharing a little bit with Grease and Gears TV and making some memories for us. And